Good morning, everyone. It's Karen Whooley. I'm so excited you're here. Welcome to the Morning Hook. I'm your host, and today is June 5th. I can't believe we're already at the 5th. And I want to welcome everybody who's here watching live, and I want to welcome, and most especially those you watching after the fact. I know that um, it's really early for some of my people, so they're watching later on. But today I'm really excited because, and I'm hoping the lighting is okay because we're having some overcast weather over here. I don't know what's going on. It's supposed to be sunny and it's not. Anyway, I'm excited because I've got some new yarn from Twisted Ambitions Yarn, who is doing their full spectrum yarn club this year. And I started at the beginning in January, and I just received June's color today, or not today, yesterday. And I'm really excited to share it all with you. Now, I know a lot of you have not, um, I have not heard of Twisted Ambitions Yarn. I'm going to put the banner up right now with their link. It is also in the show notes. You can also go and look, in the description and see this is their main website. I believe that the link I have in the show notes is for their full spectrum club. So the full spectrum club is it's a series of yarns based on music. And if anybody knows me, you all know how much I love music. I'm a big Bon Jovi girl. I'm a big 80s girl, late 70s, 80s, and on up. So some 60s too. I can say that too. I'm a huge Monkees fan. If you remember the show The Monkees, that was me. Um, anyway, I just saw a couple people pop in. Good morning, Carlene. I'm so glad you're here. And I did get your email. I'll get to that when I get back to my email after the show's over. And Linda, good morning. I'm so glad to see you here. Okay, with no further ado, I'm just going to go right into showing you all the yarn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with January, and I'm going to move all the way over to what I just got was the June colorway. And I just realized I have a wire here that I don't want on top of my yarn. Okay, so January, I'm going to show you every month has a color palette that Ross is the dyer, and he shows you the color palette in his emails. And this is the color palette. It's called Purple Rain. And if you are an 80s music fan, Prince is a huge part of your life, just like Prince is a part of my life. So when the yarn came, this is the colorway. This is the based off of his color palette. So it's purple, obviously with some blue in there. So this is really pretty, and it's January. And that's my birthday month. So I was really excited that Prince was the first month because it was also my birthday month. So, okay. So then February, here is February's color palette. So you see it's still got the purple, but it's starting to go to blue. This was actually sound and vision from David Bowie, who is another artist that I like in that era. And this is the yarn based on it. So you can see as we go through these colors, they're going to fade into each other. So there's the purples in there going to the blues that are going to fade into each other. Okay, so there's Purple Rain, Sound and Vision. Okay, so then here comes March. And March is going more to the blues, which you guys all know. And this one is Queen based, Somebody to Love. Also, Queen is another one of my favorite bands. And you can see this one is bluer. So far, the skeins, I'm going to hold them. So this is January, February, March. So you can see how they're blending into each other. Okay. These are all, I should mention too, these are all fingering weight. I chose the fingering weight option. It's his purple, it's his sweet sock base, 75% merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards each. Okay, so that, I'm a fingering girl, so that's usually what I get. Okay, so April. April is a favorite in the household because my husband is a huge Pink Floyd fan, and this is based on Pink Floyd. And you can see it's going from the blues to the teals. And this is another brick in the wall, which, if you follow music at all, is one of their I think it is their most popular song. So this is another brick in the wall. So again, you can see as I put the 4 up together now, oop, there we go. The 4 up, you can see how they're starting to move through the colors right here. So purple to blue. Now we've gotten into the teal. Okay, so that was April. And then let's go to May. May is Michael Jackson. And you can see it's going from the teal green to the starting to turn yellow here. And this is Michael Jackson's They Don't Really Care About Us. And that is going from the teal. Now we're starting to go into yellow. So I'm going to put all of these up again. There we go. This is getting harder to do now because I've got so many skeins. So we go from the purples to the blues. Now we're going to the greenish yellows, the teals in there. So we're slowly moving. And then yesterday I got June's color. And what's really cool, I should probably show you this too. In every packet, so I've got a ton of these, but in every package he puts a sticker for his yarn. And this is our yellow, our main yellow. And this is I'm Still Standing by Elton John. So you can see we're getting into we're moving from the greens into the yellows. And this is the color. And isn't that pretty? It's a yellow. I'm not usually a yellow person, but it's going to fit really well with these. So I'm going to pull these back up here. So I'm going to try to spread these out so you can see what's going on here. So far I've got the first 6 months worth of the club, and here's purple to blue, blue, kind of blue teal going to greens. Here's the greenish going to the yellow. And I just ordered, because you can skip a month if you want to, if a color's not gonna fit for what you're doing or whatever. I'm getting them all because I have a plan, and I'm going to talk to you about that plan here in just a second. I want to make sure I don't lose any of these because there we go. All right. Okay. So you saw all the colors, and I kept thinking to myself when I first started this, what am I going to make with this? And then I decided, it's fingering. It's my favorite. And obviously it's going through this rainbow kind of morphine color type of thing. But it's all in variegateds and speckles. And so it's not a true rainbow. I just saw you guys saying you think these are gorgeous and that you love the colors. I do too. I really love his dye work. In fact, the shawl back here behind me, Electric Shift, that was our mystery crochet along. That is his yarn. That's his tonals that I used there. So you can tell I really like his yarns. So anyway, getting back to what I'm going to do with these yarns. These are full fingering weight hanks. I mean, they're 463 yards, and I'm going to have 12 of them. And while most people would think, okay, this is a lot of yardage. You don't have to use it all. I'm one of those people that if I'm going to commit to something, I'm going to use every last yarn in there. So, or every last yard in there. I mean, I might have a little ball like this or partial ball or something like that, but I'm going to use as much as I can. So I decided, and I haven't done this for myself in a very long time, and I'm getting these for me. They're not for design work. This is for me because it's music and it's fingering, and I really like his dye work. I decided I am going to take all those colors in order that I get them, and I'm going to make myself a blanket that I can use on our couch when I'm crocheting and that kind of thing. And there's enough yardage here because most people don't think of fingering as being a blanket yarn. But for me, especially in spring and fall when the seasons are changing and I don't want my big, heavy fleece blanket on top of me, something like this would be perfect. And the fact that I can do, I could do stripes, of some sort of color. And then I started to think about, well, what kind of stitch do I want to use? Because what I want to do is I want to do January, then February, then March, in order so that they all kind of just fade into each other. I thought about doing something like getting like a black or a white or cream or something to put in between each color, but I thought it'd be prettier and easier and less ends to do them just when one color is done, go to the next color. Now I'm one of those people that with something like this, I would change colors only when when I'm at an edge. So it wouldn't be like in the middle of a row, I would be changing colors. So I pulled out this book. I don't know how many of you have this book. If you remember this book, this is a book of 101 ripple stitches. They're both knit and crochet. I'm going to crochet. I just saw Carlene said something in entrelac. I actually did think about that. I honestly thought about doing the blanket in entrelac, but I decided that there would still be too many ends. I didn't want to knit it. I wanted to crochet it because it'll make it a little thicker and it'll make the blanket go a little faster. And Linda says she loves the June color. Yes, it does look like a parakeet kind of colors, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So, if you don't have this book, I highly recommend it if you can find it. This was published back in the 90s, I believe. Trying to find the 97. Yeah, this was actually before my daughter was born. This was published by American School of Needlework, which is no longer a company. They got bought into Annie's Attic. The company that DRG that owns Annie's Attic bought them years ago, and they've kind of been sucked in. I am not sure if they still have this book out there. They may with a different cover. This is the original. But there's some pattern stitches in here that I'm looking at now, even though these are all multicolor somewhere, and some of these are very much multicolor, there are some that are solids that I don't have to change color in crochet. And I can, I'm looking at a couple here right now that I've been thinking about. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this orange one is really cool crocheted one. This pink one is really cool and it's solid. But then inside there's more pictures. So I haven't gone through them all yet. But there's some here that are even in stripes that because of the variegated yarn that is being used that are here, like this one here. Let me see if I can get it on screen. This blue and white crocheted, it's got a little bit of a hole in it, but it would be really cool as a solid instead of a stripe. And then I can just show you like this. There's all sorts of patterns in here. I think there's more crochet patterns than there are knit patterns in here. Here's the last page here. I'm pretty sure there's more crochet patterns in here than knit patterns, but this one's kind of cool. I didn't notice this one before. I don't know if you guys can see this up close, but see this one right here, this solid pink. You can't really see it on camera, but there's a section of it that they work in the back loop. So there's like these ridges, and so there's a lot of options. And then there's a couple ripple stitches that I have in mind too, like the granny ripple or something like that I could do as well. Something I want a pattern that isn't too that I have to keep reading the pattern. I want something that's really easy to memorize that I can do in front of the TV as I'm working, or I might take this on the plane to one of the events, depending on how far along I am, that I'm traveling to, that I can actually use work in my room or work on the plane and do maybe, if I am just getting started, maybe at CGOA next month, I could, if I'm still at a short point, I could bring it on the plane and do that kind of thing. Hi, Carlene says, I also love lightweight blankets. Yes, I bet you do. Air conditioning and ceiling fans. You can see my ceiling fans here. I live in the high desert. Everybody thinks of Washington State and it's cold and rainy, but I'm on the eastern side of the mountains in south central Washington State. And I am in the desert. And so summers can get really hot. Not as hot as Phoenix, not as hot as Arizona at all, but hot enough that this California girl who is acclimated to Washington is like, oh no. So I understand. And then she also says, love the ripple ideal. It goes, yes, that was what I was thinking too, using the ripple as, the 70s, 80s, because back in 79, I made a ripple blanket for my grandmother in solids in 70s colors. But yes, I think that works really well too. And that's exactly what I was thinking. The ripple is kind of like the up and down of the music tones and melodies and all of that. So that's what I am thinking. Now, if you had this set of yarn so far, what you've seen so far, I already know what July is going to look like, but I don't want to spoil it because I'll probably show you guys when I get it next month. What would you do with all of this yardage? Would you do multiple projects? Would you do individual projects with each skein or hank? Would you use, a little bit of each and then in one big project and then have the leftovers for something else? Give me some ideas here, what you'd like to see me do or what you would do with this yarn. I mean, I just love how he has gone through, the colors here. I mean, I'm just gonna put these three up here. I mean, I don't know at first I thought I would do something with each one of these individually, but now now that I'm seeing them all together, I really think a blanket would be, and I don't have a blanket that I made for myself ever. I mean, I have some that I have made for books and magazines that are like, one of them is on one of our couches downstairs that I made years ago, but I don't have one that I use. That one's in Vanna's, what is it? What was Whooley's? Not Vanna's. It was Whooley's from Line Brand in black and white. But it's got fringe, and I'm not a fringe person to actually work to wear or to use. So that's why I haven't really used it other than as a throw on, as a decorative thing. Anybody have any ideas besides I know our Carlene said something entrelac. Linda, you have any ideas? I know there's a couple other people here that are watching. Anybody have an idea of what to use these? You have blankies that you've made cats throughout the years. I think this yarn though would be far too precious to use for my cats. My cats would tear it all up. So I'm thinking more of, would you like make a striped garment? Would you make socks out of all the colors? I mean, I actually thought about that, doing a pair of socks with each color. So I had a full year of these socks. Any ideas besides that? Yeah, Linda, yes, I know they were made with scraps, but I wasn't talking about the scraps. I was talking about these yarns. What would you make with these? So, any ideas? Nobody's got ideas for me? Okay. Well, it's Friday, so I won't see you again till Monday. Um, I wanted to show those. I'm not 100% sure what Monday's theme is going to be yet. Oh, yeah, that would be good, Carlene. A duster length cardi would be cool. And like Linda said, the entrelac fade. I honestly thought about doing the entrelac for a blanket, but I just know it's going to take me forever. And I just don't want to take that long. I want to be able to get like through one skein over and the next and just try to have a project that I can quickly get done. I mean, I know it won't be done until after December because I won't have all the colors, but I'd like to get the first, like now, 6 months done within the next couple of months so that as I get the hanks of yarn, I can just add them to the blanket. And then when I get the next one, I can add it to the blanket, that kind of thing. So, okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks for being here, everybody. I really appreciate it. Oh, and again, I'm going to put up on the screen really quick, Twisted Ambitions. That's how you can get to his website, to Russ's website. He's the sweetest guy. I met him last year in Dallas, and that's when I bought the yarns for this shawl. But he's great. He responds really quickly. He reposts things. So if you make something with his yarns and post it on Instagram, he'll repost it as long as you tag him, that kind of thing. Also, I just want to remind everybody, you can go to my website to get all my patterns. My Instagram is at Karen Whooley Designs. If you're on Facebook, I do have a Facebook page. I'm not very active there, but I have been posting different things there as I've been promoting new things that are going on, like my Italian trip to Italy. So if you haven't filled out this form and you're interested in going to Italy with me, make sure you go to that page. All of these links are also in the description, so you don't have to really quickly write them down. But they're all there. I just saw somebody come in. What about the Catherine wheel stitch? I thought about the Catherine wheel stitch. I am afraid it's going to eat up the yarn too fast. I don't want to eat it up that fast, but I do like the Catherine wheel, and I did think about that a lot. And I found somebody new here, Creative Knots with Kendall. Drop. Are you saying drop stitch? I'm not sure what you meant by drop. So that's actually a good idea, though, with all those colors. A drop stitch, that would be kind of cool, too. But since I am going to be doing a blanket, I'm not 100% sure I want that many holes in what I'm doing. So anyway, okay, so you guys all got all the links there. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. If you're brand new, please please subscribe and like and click the bell so that you will be notified when I go live on Monday or when I drop a new video, which I'll be dropping a new video for sure the 1st of July. There might be a couple others that I might be dropping too. It depends if I get them done before then. So anyway, but I will be going live every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for being here, everybody. You can always comment in the comments if you're watching after the fact with your ideas. If you have a ripple stitch that you really, really like, give me a link to it if it's on the web. If you know what book it's in, put it in and put the name of the book or pattern or whatever that you think would make a really great blanket with these colors. But thank you all very much. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.